Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to... You raggedy ugly Mustang. Yeah, I said it. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to click that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. I would like to give a special thanks to Dade Kia for giving me time with the 2022 Kia Forte GT. Let's talk about pricing here for the Forte GT. Starting price is at $23,490, including destination. This one stickers for $29,079. If you're in the market for a Kia, you can come check out Dade Kia and they will get you into a new or pre-owned vehicle. But let's talk about the front styling of the Kia Forte GT. For 2022, Kia did update the Forte. As you guys can see, very aggressive styling here in the front fascia. They updated the actual wheels and they did give this vehicle more updated tech. But let's talk about the front styling here of the Kia Forte. This does have an aggressive styling here. As you guys can see, I love this snow white exterior paint that my model has with the red and black accents. Looking at these headlights here, they're a multi-reflector headlight. Unfortunately, if you guys go for a base model of the Forte, you're gonna get halogen projector headlights. This model right here does have the multi-reflector headlight with an automatic low and high beam, which is an LED. Also with an LED turn signal and daytime run light. Look at the tiger nose grille, very aggressive finish. There is the GT badge here in the actual grille. Also with the newer Kia emblem on the actual hood. I like the way this emblem looks. A lot of people don't like it, but to me it looks really good. This does have the red insert in the actual grille because this is the GT model. And looking down here, you also have these unique LED fog lights with this red border around the actual housing here. This area here looks to be functional to put an air curve with the brakes and wheels, and more aggressive styling here at the front lip splitter. But stepping away from the Forte GT, I want you guys to tell me what you guys think about the exterior styling. But looking at the side profile here, this has a 106.2 inch wheelbase with an overall length of 182.7. So this is right on par with everything in the compact sedan segment. But looking at these tires and wheels here, I like this rim design here on the Forte. These are a 225/40 tire. They're wrapped in this 18-inch rim design. As you guys see at the center cap, this red border to it. Also with the newer Kia logo right there in the actual center cap. These wheels, like I mentioned, do look very good with the white exterior color. There is this LED sight marker here on the mirror cap, and my model is missing that standard size sunroof. Unfortunately, in this generation, Kia did not offer a panoramic sunroof. Basically, no other competitor in the segment offers that panoramic feature. But let's see who brings it to market first in their next generation of vehicles. Looking here at the tail lights, they're a full LED combination. The brake lights are a full LED. But looking down here, the turn signals and reverse lights are going to be an incandescent bulb. This does have dual tip exhaust with more of that red trim here at the lower part of the rear diffuser. There's a GT badge. There's also the newer Kia emblem right there, and there's the Forte badge right there. But open up the cargo back here. Once it opens up, it reveals 15.3 cubic feet of space, largest in the segment. There's also these tabs here to fold down the seats to do a 60/40 split. And underneath here, Kia does offer a temporary spare tire instead of a fix and flat kit. Sitting inside the interior of the Kia Forte GT, looking at this cabin here, like I mentioned from the outside scene, Kia did update the Forte for 2022. This is a 10.25-inch display. As you guys can see, very large screen. And I do like the nice black interior. It looks really good with the white exterior color. This is nice piping and stitching here with the GT badge embossed in the actual seats. We're reaching over here to shut the door of the Kia Forte GT. Starting the vehicle up, you guys can kind of hear that sport tune exhaust, which sounds pretty good. Looking at the door panel materials here very quickly, it's going to be a pretty decent material. I like this texture here in the actual door panel with this aluminum painted door handle here. It is auto up, auto down only for the driver, but not for the rest of the window. Some other competitors do offer express up and express down for both driver and passenger. There's your mirror controls, lock controls here. There's some nice stitching. This area here is nice and padded. Over here is going to be additional storage and cup holder space. There's a dimmer switch, blind spot monitoring switches there. Also with the traction control. There's the hood latch, your fuel cap opener and trunk release. It's going to be down here in the actual floor. This is a manual tilt and telescoping wheel. It does offer a good amount of range and adjustability. I like the nice perforated leather here. This does have nice stitching here, nice high quality leather. Paddle shifters, there's your voice controls here. Over here is for the driver's assistance. This does have the newer Kia emblem. And also like the flat bottom wheel design with the GT badge here at the lower part of the steering wheel. Looking at the gauges here, you're going to be an analog. Also with the small helper screen here, you can customize it just a little bit by pressing this button here. It does show you your driver information, your digital speed, also your sense of refueling right there. The materials on the dash are going to be a pretty decent material, nice stitching. Like I mentioned, this is a 10.25-inch display. It does support Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Very large screen, very bright. Going into the Kia interface, as you guys can see, I showed you guys this UVO system before. It's very responsive. It's also a quiet mode. You can go here to the embedded navigation. Let me see if I click marathon, for example. Let's see what happens. It does give you navigations there, tell you how long it is and how long the drive will actually be. Going back here to
the route guidance will start now.
As you guys can see, she's telling you that basically that whatever GPS or whatever address you put in and whatnot is going to basically take you there. But let me cancel that out because it's going to be doing that the whole video, and I don't want that to happen. Let me see here if I can cancel the route. Once I cancel the route, it does show you right there. But going back here to the Apple CarPlay, which shows you very bright, and the touch response is super impressive. Going into the Waze, it does take up the whole 10.25-inch display. There's some shortcut buttons down here. There's a volume and tune knob, hazard button. There's your air vents right here, which blow out very cold air. There's dual climate control here. There's a wireless phone charger. My iPhone 13 Pro Max does not fit, and there's no wireless capability here. If you go for the large 10.25-inch display, you have to use a wire if you guys want to connect your phone. There's a 12-volt also with 2 USBs right there. There's additional storage space here. Putting the vehicle into reverse, it does reveal a backup camera, of course, with trajectory and also with distance markers. And there's no top-down 360 view. Kicking over here to the left, there's a sport mode in the transmission. My model is missing the heated seats and whatnot, also with the heated steering wheel function. There's a drive mode selector here, which shows you smart, sport, and normal. So there's only 3 different drive modes here. And the Forte, you can also access the camera via this button here. And I like the nice leather around the shifter with the nice red stitching. Looking at the key fob, this does have this detonator style look to it. There's a remote start mode, there's a lock, unlock, a trunk release, a panic button. The key does feel very nice to hold. There's 2 cup holders here, electronic parking brake, auto hold. This area here is going to be slightly padded. It does reveal a decent amount of storage in there. The seats in here, they're supportive, they're comfortable. There's a GT badge embossing the actual seats. There's nice stitching and red piping here throughout this cabin. There's going to be a sunglass holder here, also with incandescent lighting. And I do like this nice little feature here. It does say GT that I really didn't think it was there, honestly. But looking here, the glove compartment does offer large storage, but I do like that nice little feature that Kia offers. But overall, the interior of the Forte is very well updated, and I like the new tech that Kia is offering here in the Forte. But let's hop into the back seat. Before getting into the interior of the Kia Forte GT, let's talk about the door panel materials very quickly here. Looking at the door panel materials, it's going to be a pretty decent material with this aluminum painted door handle. I wish Kia would offer the GT logo here in the actual door panel. The switchgear feels pretty decent. There's some nice red stitching here. This area is going to be nice and padded. There's additional cup holder space in the actual door. But getting back here, as you guys can see, the step-in height is very good. Of course, it's a compact sedan. I do have a lot of headroom here because my model does not have that standard size sunroof. The lighting back here is going to be an incandescent. But looking down here, Kia says you get around 35.7 inches of legroom. I have a decent amount of foot space underneath the driver's seat. There's one mat pocket back here for storage. There's rear air vents. There's one USB charging port. There's a Type A, not a Type C port. The floor back here is not flat, but you can fit a middle passenger here. The seats do feel very comfortable and supportive. I like the nice red stitching that Kia offers. And putting this armrest down here, it does reveal 2 cup holders. Overall, the back seat of the Forte feels just like every other competitor in this segment. Let's talk about the powertrain specs here for the Kia Forte GT. This uses Kia's 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. This powertrain makes 201 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. It's paired with a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. As the Forte GT sits here, this weighs around 3,079 pounds. Fuel economy is rated at 27 in the city, 35 on the highway, and 30 combined. So starting the driving scene off in the 2022 Kia Forte GT, this uses Kia's 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. This powertrain makes 201 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. And yes, all Fortes still remain front-wheel drive, just like every other compact sedan in this segment. So which is the Hyundai Elantra, the Honda Civic, all those vehicles still remain front-wheel drive. If you guys can kind of hear that sport tune exhaust. This thing is fighting for traction. It does have some characteristics as the Kia Stinger, but it's a very, very, very tuned down version of that, because that Stinger is very impressive. I love the performance of the Kia. If you guys can't afford the Kia for the performance, you have to look at the Forte here, because it does offer really good performance even with this 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. Yes, I'm not comparing the Forte and the Stinger. Yes, I can't really compare them, but if you guys are looking for a baby Stinger per se, this is where you want to go. This makes 201 horsepower, like I mentioned, and 195 pound-feet of torque. Pretty good horsepower and torque numbers for this 1.6 liter. Fuel economy is rated at 27 in the city, 35 on the highway, and 30 combined. So really good fuel economy for this performance model. Visibility out of the Forte here is really good. You have a good commanding view of the road. The dash is kind of low. You also have this newer 10.25 inch display. You guys can kind of hear that exhaust a little bit. Let's put the vehicle into a sport mode. This is drive mode selector down here. I wish the exhaust would have some crackles or some pops from it, but it does get up to speed very quickly here, even though this vehicle makes 201 horsepower. In sport mode, the steering feels a little light for my taste, but you can feel what the front tires are doing. Let's talk about the driver's assistance. This does have blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, emergency braking, and whatnot. So all the features that you guys want in a compact SUV, a compact sedan, Kia does offer that here. The seats in here, they're aggressively bolstered. You have the GT embossed in the actual seat bag. I like the nice stitching throughout this cabin and whatnot. Also with the red piping. This also has highway stir assist, so it will keep you centered in the lanes. Pretty good driver's assistance here that Kia does give you. Like I mentioned, nice tech. The exterior styling does look good, but keep in mind, if you guys want full LED headlights, you have to step up to a mid-grade trim, because the lower trim levels only offer those cheap halogen headlight, which I think Kia should just make standard instead of making you go for a top trim in order to get those features. The other competitors in the segment offer full LED headlights as standard. But let's come to a stop here and turn off the traction control. This vehicle does not have launch control, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that it doesn't, but foot on the brake and accelerator. It builds up to around 2,000 or so RPM. This thing will redline. This thing is pretty damn good. I mean, like I mentioned, if you can't afford a Stinger, you have to look at the Forte GT. This thing will get up, and it will surprise you, honestly. This thing does have really good performance for what it is. 195 pound-feet of torque it's pretty good torque numbers, especially in the segment. But this vehicle drives really good. This also has a sport tuned suspension, also with a sport tuned exhaust. And this thing is fighting for traction. Like I mentioned, all Fortes still remain front wheel drive. But if you guys are looking for a vehicle that does have decent performance, also with great warranty, I think the Forte is worth a look. After spending time with the 2022 Kia Forte GT, hope you guys have enjoyed this review here. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at @DriveOnReviews and hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you all in the next review.